It did. Look, everyone is there. Awesome. Welcome, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
So, I'm just going to throw this out here real quick. I'm going to enlarge Cinder there a little bit. I try to. Actually, oh my god, he's moving all over the place. Cinder, be still. Whoa, my lord, what's going on? Yeah, I actually moved all the files on my machine to a different folder, including everything that comes out of this. So
Womp womp.
I am actually very pleased that nothing seems to be missing and or broken yet.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. I'm gonna quit messing with stuff before I break something. But welcome, everyone. Welcome once again to Sigil Confidential. Yes. Episode 1 of The Silent Goddess. The next chapter in our strange tale. If you joined us last week, you were here for the Night of the Round Table. It's always fun, always interesting, always educational. Not a lot to recap. I don't think... We don't have a recap, do we?
Yes, we do.
We do? Okay. Well, in that case, I will let you do the recap.
All right. Well, last time on Sigil Confidential, Jimmy struggled to make sense of the ritual he needed to return home. He managed to figure out that the Elder Site needed to be arranged in a triangle, and from there, he once more received Keon's help for his next steps. He struggled mightily against what no mortal was ever meant to see or understand, mentally wrestling with bouts of madness while he attuned to the Elder Site, as more eldritch creatures hounded him. Jimmy managed to complete the ritual, ending with the Elder Site infused into his very being, giving him enough power to face the beast head-on. Meanwhile, on the Haru specs, the crew heard a noise from deep within an alcove as they made it to the bridge. It was a message requesting help sent from the surface of Cairn. Saren was in utter disbelief that her people could still be alive down there after the horrors that befell the world. But when the ghost told her of her encounter with the Shawnekeesian, who was still alive on Cairn, Saren was determined and hopeful. She directed the crew on how to fix the bridge, and they worked like a well-oiled machine to get it in flying order. Everyone took up positions, and when the time arrived to begin flying, the ship worked. They went around to pick up the Whispering Gale before beginning their journey. Back in the Nexus Vale, Jimmy engaged in a tense battle with the beast. Just as the Elder Site infusion was about to end and it was severely weakened, Jimmy noticed a rift in reality had opened nearby, and through it, he saw his people. He decided against killing the beast and made a beeline into the rift, using the last of the Elder Site's power to get to safety. With Jimmy back and his people alive, the next leg of the crew's journey has begun. They've now spent several days at this point making their way towards Cairn. As they approach their final destination, what horrors await them whenever they breach the skies of what for some of the crew is their homeworld? What more could the Angler want from them, especially now that their wager is approaching completion? Find out starting now as we begin the 6th and final arc of Sigil Confidential, the Silent Goddess.
Very well.
Very nice.
Very excited.
Bravo.
So, indeed, it has been a very eventful series of arcs, too. So much has happened in odd ways. From its meager beginnings to the multiverse spanning thing it has become. So, without any further ado, I just want to say that some time has passed. We're going to do a little bit of a time skip. Nothing too substantial has occurred. I think we talked about it a little bit, that there was going to be a a bit of a time jump here where you guys had a little downtime. I know Istu and Saren have been spending a lot of time together during this time, researching what libraries remain aboard the Haruspecs. Whatever the rest of you were doing, I know Draken would have been pulled aside quite often by the Angler. Probably seeming to take on some minor changes every encounter.
I actually was hoping to speak to him as well.
Oh yes, he's been speaking to you quite a bit. As far as the rest of you, there has been a great deal of flying. Aboard the Haruspecs, everybody's kind of had their duties. There's been some minor clearing of areas to make it safe over the duration. We're going to say probably about a month or two has passed, give or take. Time is a little relative in the way that you're traveling, so it's hard to say exactly, but it feels about like that. So, I mean, if there's any downtime things you guys would have wanted to do during that time, as long as it's nothing too insane, pretty simple. Just keep in mind where you are.
Yep.
Beyond that, unless you guys have any questions concerning that,
Do I roll for that now, or
you're more than welcome to.
is it just the? It's just the D20. Okay.
We've talked
How many
about how
times
all
do
that
I
works.
roll?
3. Let's do 3.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm very curious.
And since it's a D20 roll, can I actually just roll 6 and use my luck points for that?
It's your call. I mean, you have plenty of time, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's just flavor anyway. It doesn't really. 18.
One more. Oh,
17?
so close.
Just very close. So that's not bad. Those are good rolls. Very good. So, Istu has unlocked all the secrets of the universe and has ascended to godhood. No, I'm joking.
Nice. Peace. See you later. Bye.
Wait, no.
Secrets of the universe means that I shouldn't be here. Adios.
Help.
Later, nerds.
Peace.
Wait,
Just phase
take me
away.
with you.
Take me with you. So, it has been fairly uneventful. The time that Draken and Angler have spent together, of course, I imagine would make most people uncomfortable. When they do, it's one of those things where he kind of pops in and says, Draken, come with me. And they move around the corner, and you go to peek around the corner, and there's nobody there anymore. It's one of those types of things.
It's kind of a weird abusive relationship that started with an attempted drowning and now is them sneaking off into dark corners with each other.
Now it's consensual waterboarding.
I think technically it started with a heart attack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You will start to notice some physical changes in Draken occurring. Not anything drastic, but his scales are starting to take on less of a gold sheen and more of like a iridescent dark sheen, slowly. Still very glittery in its
Very
own
shiny
right.
indeed.
But now it's
That
more like
mother of
somebody's
pearl to
mother
it
of
now.
pearl shatters everywhere when he goes around.
I would love some point in the downtime to have had a conversation with Draken and a conversation with Istu.
Okay.
If we could sneak those in. We don't have to do them both in a row. I'm sure everybody's got stuff they want to do.
Okay. Well, anybody have any objections or anything? Draken, do you want to snub them? Istu, you want to snub them?
It just depends on the nature of the conversations and the conditions that you apply to them.
Okay.
As I've mentioned previously, I don't really want this to turn into the same thing that we've done the last 2 times that Jimmy's decided to talk to Istu. So I'm not going to sit here and be the subject of that a 3rd time, just so you know. And
Yes, of
explain
course.
it clear, fact terms. Ask me questions, but I'm not going to be interrogated.
That's in character, by the way.
Yeah.
I would expect nothing less.
Okay.
And as for the out of character, I also don't want to sit here for that. And I
Of
think
course.
you would understand why I don't.
Oh, yeah, that it gets boring after the third.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do then? Just so we don't, take too much time on it.
Also, pick whether I'm speaking to the original Istu or the clone Istu, just for fun. Because I imagine there's no way for Jimmy to tell the difference.
It quite literally does not matter.
Perfect.
Okay. Is that where you want to start?
If I wish to hear the things you have to say, then I will hear them, and if I don't, then I will not.
Sounds like my kids. All right. Where do you want to start, Jimmy?
I don't know. Let's say it's been like at least a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, and I managed to locate an Istu of some description.
Okay.
Istu, what are you doing? You pick.
Okay, so one of the Istus is has their right arm locked around Cinder's left arm, and is sitting there with just like this colon 3 face, eyes closed, like just the happiest of the happy, like.
Yes.
And the other Istu is like 3 feet away, actively engaged in a conversation with Ratt about explosives and like phosphorus and its intended uses.
Jimmy stands there for a second. He looks back and forth and he says, "Which one is less rude to interrupt?"
I'm just telling you, man. I know Fireball. We can make this happen.
That's not going to do a lot, but
Jimmy's gonna wait for the conversation with Ratt to meet a kind of natural resting point, and then he's gonna step over into it.
okay.
He looks at the face of the Istu who's clinging to Cinder, and he says, "No, I can't make that stop happening. I'm going to hell if I make that stop happening."
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so we'll say the lull happens. Ratt gets ADD for a minute, and it's like, "Oh, what does this do?" and starts messing with a panel on the wall.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one fireball, that's just like... He gets lost in calculations. One fireball's not enough. You need like 64 of them.
Ooh. Okay.
Jimmy raises a finger and he says, "Is that too many? Consider. Is that
many
too
for what?
many fireballs?"
No,
If anything, it's not enough.
it's not. It's still not enough.
No such thing.
I see.
Did
I've asked the wrong audience this question.
I didn't mention the thing.
But what about like a full broadside?
I completely forgot to mention the thing.
Full artillery bombardment with fireball.
So I'd asked you guys about this before, and I think you're all good with it. The ritual castings I forgot to mention.
Yeah. Okay with me. I mean,
Wait, what ritual castings?
Just another thing that I was doing over the downtime that I forgot to put into the thing.
Would it be anything our characters were aware of?
Not yours, but I mean, I'm gonna go and ask, like, Draken, Ghinkgo, are you fine with being included in a telepathic bond for a few hours?
Sure.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Josh, you're fine with that? And of course, Draken, if you want to like sever that because you're doing other things.
it'll be blocked when he's doing other things.
Okay. Everybody's
But
Right.
will it?
yeah. It's like it's a ritual, so it doesn't take slots. So it's just kind of mind connection thing. And I think that's like that and comprehend languages on me. I think would be the only thing that's active.
Okay.
at the time, while you're, as Istu turns to look at you and it's like, because the group chat brain think is just going, what if we use phosphorus for this? What if we did that? And so it's kind of there's kind of like a conversation that we're saying out loud, but we're kind of muttering. I like to think, because we're like thinking of like systems of equations in our head that are like flying through the windows of our brains. Like, what if we did it this way? What if we did that? What if we put
all that power, and they're doing math in a group format.
literally just nerding out. It's terrible.
Meanwhile, Cinder's like, I am not a smart man.
Now, the equations for explosions are actually really nice and simple. You shove in long chemicals on one end, and out the other end, you get shorter chemicals and lots of heat.
Shorter chemicals and boom boom.
The boom boom, that's what it's all about.
So yeah, we're just like chilling, and Isty's like, yeah, what?
I address the less content-looking Istu. Istu, mind if I bug you for a second?
About?
I don't know, moral obligation? I'm really not sure how to phrase it, even now. I don't know, I've been working my nerve up to do this for a couple of days. Turns out I have nerves again, so I have to manage them.
Yeah, I mean, you could just ask me. I don't...
Alright. You've got your secrets. I've made my peace with that. One of many things I'll never know. But I do have to get an honest answer to one question.
Yeah?
Where do you want to be when this whole thing winds up? Because the last time we did something like this, the escape plan was a little scattershot and we wound up pretty far spread. And I know more or less where everybody wants to go. Except you, Cinder, and Ratt. And since you're the most intimidating one, I started with you.
Oh. Thank you. Istu considers the question for a moment and raises a non-existent eyebrow and is like, well, at the end of this, I would like to be alive. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm with you.
Those are my goals. Yeah.
Agreed. But we're going to a place where we have to crack the door open on the way in, and if it shuts behind us, there might not be any getting out. I don't think I can recommend living out the rest of your days on Cairn, honestly. It's the hometown. It's a bit of a mess, though.
It's not as bad as Detroit.
I want to insight check this.
Have shit in Detroit.
Can't have shit in-
I want to insight check this, Jimmy.
Sure.
Okay. 18.
That's very high. What were you trying to determine?
Why are you asking this?
You've observed Jimmy, I imagine, at least like marginally, over the course of your acquaintanceship.
Yeah, like I understand the motivations you just outwardly explained.
Yeah, but you want to know why is he doing this?
Yeah, like...
Is it genuine concern, or is there some deeper meaning?
You look at Jimmy, you consider his actions, you consider how he's been behaving since he came back from his little jaunt through the middle of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess my thing is, it makes little to no sense to me at all, narratively.
Yeah. Jimmy appears to be handling what he considers the last of his moral and ethical obligations before the thing that might finally get him killed or trapped indefinitely.
Let me just tell you this. I might not be able to say the exact specifics of what I want to do, because I don't know what those will be yet. But I will say that being trapped anywhere would be a fate as terrible for me as it would be for anyone else here.
Jimmy nods along.
We all have ties, we all have motivations, we all have goals. We all have things we'd like to accomplish, but the fact is, the fight that lies before us, the challenges that we face, are those challenges whether we have priorities of our own or not, whether we have like a small farm we want to get back to or what have you. We'll either get to go to do those goals or we won't, you know. And me making them known to you, vocalizing them, and then not realizing them isn't going to make them any less heartbreaking.
That is remarkably pragmatic.
Jimmy's nodding. He's nodding.
With that said, to speak further to your intentions with this question, I don't exist to assuage your concerns about what we're facing. We're facing it. So either we're facing it or we aren't. And we are. So we're facing it.
Jimmy laughs exactly like that. His eyes are closed. You should really open up shop as a psychiatrist, you know? Ratt, Cinder, congratulations. You're off the list because the list no longer exists.
Huh? What list?
The one where I'm concerned. Obviously, Istu is correct.
Some things there are no going back.
Most things, it turns out. Once they've passed, they've passed. Well, he looks over at Istu for a second. Unless you're a specialist, I guess. Sometimes you can just rewind on it. I don't know that trick, though. Ratt, you ever come up with a explosion plan for that thing I gave you?
Yeah, I've carved some simple. I carved the runes that I carved into my normal slugs into it.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the God Kill bullet.
Ah, perfect. I look over at Istu, and you told him how bad an idea this was, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. As long as everybody knows.
At this point, we're going.
This party is fueled on bad ideas. That's a good thing.
I don't know what you expect me to do. Like,
I mean, I'll load it into my linear accelerator, and I'll point it at a god. I'll pull the trigger, and somebody's gonna have a really bad day.
Very good.
see, the only thing about that is I worry about the standard firearm conundrum of a direct linear horizontal path of fire that can befall anyone with a weapon. If you're shooting horizontally on the same level as your target and you miss and it goes through your target, what happens if you hit someone you didn't mean to hit?
They're going to have a very bad day.
Somebody's going to have a bad day.
With that bullet, you can hit your target, it's still going through.
I usually solve these problems by taking the aerial approach to kind of aim down and through the target.
Ratt, I'm not sure you understand. You hit the ground it's going through.
Yes, I understand. It also breaks the planet.
Yeah.
But I'm flying, so...
Don't break my planet. I just got back to it.
It's already been broken.
Shit, he's right. I don't know.
Okay, fine. Then you guys find a way to lift the god up into the air so that I can shoot up from under it.
Well, I mean, you're pretty short.
I can get smaller.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
This works. This works. Istu, thanks for the reality check. I always appreciate it.
Anytime.
So,
if you get the angler in the line of fire, I will deed my business over to you. You can run the piece. I don't care.
He literally says in front of Draken.
I assume this is not the actual configuration of the group right now. For example, I'm not on this map.
yeah, no, this is just where we left off at.
Yeah.
Yeah, Draken's nowhere near. He's not there at the moment.
Yeah, we're talking a couple months have passed. You guys have spread out, gotten comfortable, moved in temporarily, kind of.
Yeah.
I look over at Cinder and more comfortable Istu. Nice. Nice.
So, was that all the questions?
That's all I wanted to get in, yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have anything before I start to spin the wheels?
Yeah,
I wanted to get the short one with Draken.
Okay. What were we saying, Rat?
Oh, I was just Istu. Did you were talking about a large gem? Do you still need a large gem?
Not yet. That course of action carries with it a lot, and I can either do that or I can get us out of there, and I think that I should be focusing on getting us out of there.
Okay, big gem plan on the shelf.
We can still either try a cheese grater or balls of fire.
This could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, those are still possibilities. We sound like we've lost our minds.
So, go ahead and have your discussion with Draken for me, if Draken's willing.
Draken is willing.
Okay.
What you want to be up to when I find you?
Draken's just looking at himself. Just kind of looking at the shimmer on the arms.
Yeah, you'll notice your teeth feel a little longer and a little sharper. Your horns seem to curl up into much finer points. Your scales almost have edges to them that you swear you could cut someone with if you rushed hard enough. You're starting to feel dangerous.
I'm gonna have to try that at some point.
You're starting to feel dangerous.
I mean, he already was dangerous.
Jimmy strolls up and sits down next to you. Hey, buddy.
Howdy.
You bargain?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. A little more lively than of late.
I might have noticed.
Yeah.
And that says something.
True.
And yeah, I made a bargain.
Jimmy just nods. He looks off in the distance. He contemplates. Junior partner, equal partner.
Thinking junior for now.
Alright.
Equal eventually.
Give it 100 years. He won't be nothing to worry about then.
But honestly, I'm looking forward to what I'm. The power that I'm going to be able to have, Jimmy. Plus, just figuring out what the hell he's talking about.
If anybody
hell
ever
does he
tells
know?
you, if anybody ever tells you what the hell is going on, please let me know. I don't expect to see it. But if I somehow make it back here in 200 years, you better be running the place.
If you make it out of here, make it back to Sigil, I can't come visit you. But perhaps we can set an appointment to meet somewhere else.
Oh, I think you'll be able to visit him.
We'll figure it out.
I don't think the lady's gonna let me in.
I hear there's rules about gods. Jimmy stands back up. He claps you on the shoulder. Godspeed, buddy.
Can I let you in a secret too, Jimmy?
Please. I love
How
him.
much do you know about my kind? How much do you know about us? The dragons.
I heard some of the legends, way back in the day. They always told stories about you guys. Even down in the slums, they told the dragon stories. When I met you, I said, oh, he's not nearly as tall as they said.
I have the feeling that my height height's gonna come with time. We've been gone a long time.
Oh.
I'm feeling things might be changing, Jimmy.
Oh, it'd be worth the trip back just to see that.
I think when we get there, I think we're gonna need to say goodbye before we officially make it there.
We'll make sure. It's gonna be hell of a homecoming, I think, for multiple reasons.
Yeah. And
I've
careful,
met way
Jimmy.
more gods.
this
Go on, Frank.
I've tied myself to something that is very powerful, and I think I'm gonna come out of this okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure about you all.
I wasn't built for that kind of power. I feel like the last couple of years might have proven that. Don't worry. I'm real slippery.
That's true.
And Jimmy starts to stroll away.
Draken just looks after him and smiles.
That smile feels less friendly than you remember.
The secret? I am his friend. That smile was never friendly. That smile was always teeth.
This is true.
A few more teeth than normal, though.
A little sharper.
You know.
Somehow I have the smile with far too many teeth now.
Yes. I'm rubbing off on him.
So, as you're splitting up, you maybe a couple days go by, right? Of just the usual status quo that has become normal aboard the Haruspex as you've been traveling. There is a sudden alarm klaxon that begins to go off, kind of an overhead alert. And you've been along for the ride long enough to know that you're being called to the helm. That's what that means. That Saren is calling you to the helm to see something. So I just need to know if anyone doesn't go.
It's always interesting up there. You know, why would I avoid it?
Okay. All right. As long as nobody is not, well, as long as everybody is going, that's easier. As long as everybody is going, we're good. So you make your way up to the helm. It's a lot cleaner than it was. Everything that can be repaired has been. Everything that can't be has been bypassed or jury rigged through Ratt and Saren's interventionary skills. She's standing up at the forward windows, basically. Eyes just wide, mouths hanging open just slightly in surprise. And as you look past her beyond, you see this gradual fade of the realm space you've been moving through. The usual thing that you see every time you look out the windows. And it's this gradual fade into just darkness. Like twisting, turning, tumultuous shadows languishing upon one another, interweaving, shifting constantly, like horrible clouds amongst the realm space, and you get the feeling like it's something that shouldn't be there. It's like the first time you ever see Vanta Black in real life, and you're like, whoa. She's brought the ship to a halt some distance out, not wanting to get entirely too close. But yeah, she appears to be shocked. You guys can all feel this kind of unnerving sense about you as you look out and see this. And almost under her breath, not even to anyone in particular, Saren whispers, "I think we're here."
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing there.
Yeah, this looks about familiar to what I've seen in my visions.
There's nothing there.
On the other side of the nothing.
Oh, that nothing ain't nothing, Rat.
What? I don't...
Nothing doing.
What? No. Physics doesn't work that way.
Rat, we fucked up bad enough the gods left. Physics works however they feel like.
I am so confused and out of my depth right now.
The
You're telling me that
gods left?
physics isn't real?
It's pretty real.
The fuck?
It's really embarrassing, actually, now that I think about it. We told you what happened, right? The local king brought down a little chunk of infinite blackness onto the world.
Let me just put it this way. If you did, I wasn't listening. What is that?
A local king brought down a chunk of infinite blackness onto the world as part of a conspiracy that we failed to prevent.
The negative energy plane in particular.
Yeah. Like, I'm told it was a sizable chunk, too.
So that's negative energy plane?
Within about a couple of minutes, probably after impact, the gods took a look at the place and said, "Nah, I'm out." I'm told they locked the door behind them.
Okay, interesting.
I'm gonna have to run some calculations. I don't even know how this is theoretically even possible. How do you plane shift the negative plane on such a massive scale? Istu, help. I'm gonna need your help with this math.
So,
Me right here.
A lot of magic.
so as you guys are doing this,
You can borrow my fingers if you need them.
the speakers skip to life with a crackling bit of static. Ones that shouldn't work. And strangely, this weird song begins to filter through, hollow and distant. As if calling from a void beyond. Hopefully it played for you guys.
Oh, yeah, it's rolling.
It's playing.
I can see it playing, but I can't hear it. Audio settings. There it is. Got it. Sorry.
That's all right. So that begins to come in through the speakers. There's a little bit of crackling static that accompanies it. Seems distant, so far away. Saren just looks around, shocked and confused. Like, this shouldn't... Where's this coming from? This shouldn't be happening.
Earplugs.
Istu starts
Ear-
laughing
earplugs?
slightly. I remember this.
Bryn would like to begin checking for spirits.
Okay. Are you opening your senses to do this?
Yep, opening her senses, see if, is this a ghost? Piping up over the radio. Speakers, I should say.
So... No. It's not.
Ghosts can't use radios.
At least not in any sense that you would recognize. You don't think it's even spectral energy.
Okay, do I get anything from opening up my senses?
Uncomfortable.
Heh. Well,
And I don't mean like, ooh, this is weird. I mean like, I might need to go lay down. Uncomfortable.
well, shit.
I look over at Draken. It's been quite a while since we heard that one.
A good bit.
Yes.
What is that, Jimmy?
A woman that's been dead for quite a while, to my understanding.
So almost as quickly as it began, it fades. Leaving a degree of silence, uncomfortable silence, in the cockpit there. Saren looks a little white and pale. She's looking out at this expanse of just strange nothingness. Weird things coming through speakers that don't even work. Broadcast from nowhere. You guys talking about a voice of a dead person that's been gone a long time. Who was that?
She went down on the ship as we were leaving. She stayed behind. She was, well, probably one of the most powerful people we ever met on Cairn.
And her voice is just, what, echoing through that?
Well, trust me, if you'd heard her voice in person, you might believe it.
This makes no sense.
I mean, considering she was with Phoebe, who knows what she could have.
Ooh. Huh. Jimmy thinks for a second.
Wait,
Do you?
with Phoebe, so that was Queen Bridget's voice?
Do you think she would have survived? I always felt like it would have killed all of them on the ship, but I guess she was a little special, wasn't she?
I tried to blast her, and nothing happened. Yes, I shot a child. Get over it. It happened. I do not apologize for it.
The angler's so proud
But
of you.
yes,
You raise a good point. But yeah, no, that was, that's what she sounded like. That was Queen Bridget.
Huh.
Who?
I think the explanation of that might be a little more than it's worth, given how long she's been dead. There's a couple different ways you can be powerful, though. Maybe you're the queen of a powerful nation. Maybe you're a vastly powerful caster. Turns out you can be both. Both is possible.
and you could have had relations with the god of death. I'm sure that imparts some sort of power.
I wasn't gonna mention it. I considered that to be her private business.
Oh, speaking of that nation, Jimmy, did I tell you what happened whenever you were in that eldritch plane?
Oh yeah, the new kids. The young'uns of Cairn.
Yes. Didn't know if I told you or not. It's been
Oh
so
yeah, you
busy.
mentioned. You mentioned. I'm still terribly curious, cause from what I saw of it, it didn't look like much might have survived there. But you know, when the Shawnekeesians made it out, they were ground zero.
So, right about this point, you hear the sound of something scraping the glass in front of Saren. Like hard digging into it.
That's bad in space. You don't want that in space.
Oh, what was that?
Full reverse.
So
Please.
as you redirect your attention, you see words being carved into the outside of the glass by some invisible force. Hard, like digging in ruts to this really thick, safety glass.
Hey, stop that! Stop that! Invisible carving force, stop it! Not your glass.
It just steadily keeps going, slowly
What's it-
growing in pace.
What's it saying?
Are they at least writing it backwards?
Are.
Oh, okay.
And they're writing it in common.
I swore I picked up no spirits around.
I can read common. What is it's
Yeah.
It appears to be the first stanza of a poem, maybe? But yeah, as it reaches that last word, it actually punctuates it. And you see just this, like, one finger-sized hole, like, just punched straight through the glass.
Oh, nope.
Oh, that's bad for everyone.
Can we seal that back up real quick? Can we just...
Saren's
Anything
already scrambling too, but
duct tape, glue...
Wall of Force.
Wall of Force, yep, that's good.
I mean, a mending spell would probably do it.
I'll do that. I'll do
Say,
that.
does anyone have mending?
I'll do that.
That's
Yeah.
easier, but okay.
I mean, Wall of Force is fine. It's just a little big and over the top, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you guys can mend it shut. It was more of a oh jeez. However, the words remain carved firmly into the outside.
Whatever that was.
The space is sentient?
Apparently.
What? How?
Does anyone have a mirror?
Jimmy pats his pockets for a minute and he pulls out his steel mirror and he hands it to you.
Bryn's going to turn around, hold that mirror up to the words, and look at what it says.
Okay. In reverse, or?
Well, I mean, if it's written in reverse, then
No, it was written in reverse so that you could see it
From our side.
from your side.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Ignore that.
No,
so
you're
what
good.
does it say?
It's in the chat.
It's in
there.
chat.
I'll repost it for you if you want.
Oh.
There you go.
I seem to recall that during the previous seance, the three of us involved, Bryn, Draken, and Jimmy, might have gotten the impression that Draken didn't quite finish off that dragon. That there may have been a malevolent force surviving down there.
I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, it's not like I'm going back with another malevolent force backing me up.
I see a pair of purple eyes.
Draken was the malevolent force all along.
According to the angler, yeah.
You never know.
So Saren turns around and says, "What do we do? I'm not sure I want to risk the haruspecs through that."
We got a lifeboat?
I think she might take offense if you refer. Well, they. Hard to remember. The more sentient the ship is, the more say they have in that.
I was gonna say.
I think they might take offense if you say lifeboat.
Okay, fine. Ferry.
I mean,
Attack ship? Anyway,
Attack
we
ship.
park the haruspecs here. Maybe we just put it in full on reverse. You guys take the gale from the hold, and the Uber transaction is complete. We dropped you off as contracted. We go home back to Sigil.
you want to take an open top galleon through that.
It's a spell jammer, but I'll be here on the haruspecs.
Ah, come on. You don't want to see the surface. You don't
That's
want to
like-
fire the shot that
That's
cracks
quite possibly
the crystal sphere.
The least educated question I've ever heard. Do we want to visually see the negative plane? Do we want to witness horror
Death.
incarnate? Yeah, let's just go.
Do you wanna
Let's just go
see
take a peek
death?
at it and get stuck there. Yeah.
If only Malachi were here.
Wow.
The thing is, according to the angler's wager, we do have to break the skies of Cairn in order to have our business be done with him. Except for Draken.
Do we have to
What?
break the
No,
sky?
he just said we
It
had to
says
bring
when
him
we
here
break
so
it.
that he could break the skies.
Oh no, wording is everything.
Doesn't it say
Yeah,
when
he
we break
just said
it?
he was bringing us. We was just bringing him here so he could do the rest. This transaction complete.
Doesn't it say when we break it?
Church produced the contract.
It was break the skies specifically.
That we have to, or when we do, something happens?
And that means that you are not released from your contract until you do.
And when we do, Draken's deal comes into effect.
Yeah. But you guys are released from your obligations. Unless, he happens to find a reason to get you under another one before then.
He just pops in and says, make a deal, and we do it. I don't know why we keep falling for that shit. Just like I don't
'Cause
know
one
why
of
I keep
these
falling
days-
for shit, too. So, like,
One of these days, we're gonna pick the right briefcase, and it's gonna have the $1 million prize in it.
Howie
we
Mandel
even-
ass motherfucker.
why do I even care about currency at this point? I just want to live.
That's accurate.
What are we doing?
So, maybe we should... I don't know. I'm feeling the sense that tempers are a little high, so everyone's a little stressed. Why don't we go maybe just have our evening meal, take a rest, and regather our thoughts and reapproach this in the morning? That's Sarah, by the way.
I mean,
Can we?
Something just carved words into the window and broke it. The negative plane is out there,
Yep.
and goodness knows what else.
And
Do
it
we
just
wanna
talked
sleep
to us.
next to the glass that just got carved into by some being that we couldn't see or sense.
Well, the standard procedure is 2 people maintain the helm at all times. You kind of go in shifts.
What if we
Fair
never
enough.
wake up, though?
If you never wake up,
Yeah.
well, I guess you won't have much to worry about. I mean, this is an enormous ship. And if this thing had enough power to destroy us, it wouldn't be toying with us, I don't think. Although, maybe it... I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never seen anything like this before.
Never even conceived of sentient energy plane.
I mean, there could just be some unseen thing crawling around on the outside of the ship, carving on the glass.
feel like that would be worse.
The
I'd be more upset about that.
But at least if that was the case, we could just fight it maybe somehow. It's better than some disembodied power playing mind games with us.
I'd like to
If
just
it's what I
mentally see if there's a response.
To
I just want to ask, is this you? But like, just think it, see if I get a response.
is this aimed at the angler?
Yeah.
You hear a little sly chuckle. He says, "No, no," and you get the sense that he knows a lot more than he's saying. But
We could have pinned that statement to the end of any angler dialogue.
I'm just glad it responded.
oh yeah, you guys are buddies now.
Looking at the words to Draken, I say, if that's what I think it is, it's only disembodied in the sense that you blew most of its body away.
Yeah, but would it just toy with us like this? I know I'm following your train of thought.
I don't know. We've met some
What?
of the strangest things in the multiverse, and I shudder to think what happens to the brain of a dragon that falls into the middle of that and then lives.
Wait,
I
there's a
also
dragon
didn't really
in there?
get the maybe.
Was. Maybe still is. We better hope not. If it's still down there, it's gonna be real mad.
We have a very strong reason to believe that it is.
I'm pretty sure I put this in the contract, actually, Rat. It was on like page 6, maybe page 7, 2-point font, a list of all the entities that were mad at me.
I mean, technically, I think that one's mad at me.
Well, I mean, you were vice president of the company at the time, you count.
Well, then I
I
guess
don't
we
know.
gotta.
I don't think I ever actually signed.
Then there's a son of a bitch in Sigil that owes us a lot of money back. Least of our problems. It's whatever. Let's have dinner. I get hungry these days.
If we're planning to settle down and rest, I think one of the Istus at least, is spending a lot of time thinking about how to invert the third dimension and putting some theories into some theoretical mental whiteboards that that Ratt and Cinder and Draken would be able to see.
Okay.
Run some calculations on modifying the ship's cannons to fire out positive energy. Maybe we can cancel out negative energy plane with positive energy laser cannons.
Boom! You can do it! Boom! You look great today! Boom!
Isn't that like?
Have you
healing
tried
energy?
just
Are
being
you creating
happier?
a healing cannon?
Oh, that's funny. So,
I mean, we're trying. I don't know.
Try going out, get some exercise. You'll feel so much better.
Rat
Just stop
begins
being
carving
sad.
daily affirmations into the side of the Elder site on the off chance it works.
are you guys all going to the mess hall kind of at the same time, or?
I mean, we probably shouldn't leave the helm unmanned.
Well, I can't really do anything
I'll
with what I
say-
found in research until I know what that is. So I'm just going to continue on making theories up as to the things that I've seen, like
Okay.
off the cuff. Like, well, what about this? Shrug.
And Draken, you said you're going to monitor the helm.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. But this is just while everybody eats. The food aboard the ship isn't great. It's, it's algae in various forms. But it's, the caloric intake and nutrient intake that you need, so it sates the need.
Why don't y'all just let Brain cook? My God. She could dress it up.
Istu is looking around for a mouse. Like, any rodents on board? Anywhere at all?
They've been here for so long. Whole new species of rodent have emerged aboard this vessel.
Alien rats. Bren, you're welcome to cook, as long as you have the spices.
A good old alien mouse would be delicious right now.
I mean, if she can access her bag of holding, I imagine she has spices in there.
Okay. No, that's fine. We'll say Bren spices up the algae a bit. So it's not horrible tasting. But you guys still, either way, you gather in the mess hall for your meal. Some of you sit together, or all of you. That's entirely up to you. You have your usual banter, conversation, exchanging of ways to try and break physics, that type of thing.
Yeah, we're just theory crafting, like.
So,
I'm trying to bombard people with time bombs.
And not like the usual kind of time bombs. You want a bomb that actually explodes into time.
Cinder's... Oh.
Uh-oh.
Cinder's, like, spending a lot of time, like, looking at this very strange crystal flute that he seems to have acquired. Anyone kind of want to see what this sounds like?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a play. Been a while since I've played a flute.
Alright. So as we're sitting around, you're going to play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I suppose, give me just a performance check. Okay. The sound that comes out of the flute is unlike anything you've ever heard before. It's sanguine and ephemeral. It moves through everyone in the room in their own unique way. The song that you tried to play has never sounded this good, and yet so poignant at the same time. And there, at the very edge of all of it, for some reason, is this little tent of darkness. Right at the edge, like this melancholy pit that just hangs in each one of your chests even after the song dies down.
Well, okay then.
Give me a perception roll, please, if you want to. Only those in the mess hall, though, of course.
That was unintended to be on the advantage for me.
That's all right.
Do whatever you want.
It's all good.
Question.
Yes.
Istu rolls perception for themselves, not for their illusion, right?
You could do both. I don't mind. It's Cinder.
Yeah, he was like just looking at the flute going, yeah, I'm not sure about this one.
So, everyone but Cinder, who's just very enamored with the instrument in his hands, you notice underneath the pile of dishes and food and leftovers on the table, something is scrawled into the surface of it that wasn't there before.
Oh gods damn it, not again.
How was this one, sir?
Istu looks at the table to see what's on the table.
Sure.
Containment breach.
I think they would begin to try to do that if allowed, as long as everybody's cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's another stanza.
Is this in common as well?
It is. Same scraping handwriting as what's on the glass, if you can call it that.
Ship. Initiate lockdown. Authorization, Ratthew Ratling. Immediate. Code red.
Alright. Are you locking down the ship?
I am locking the shit down. We're stuck in here.
Alright. Draken, you're sealed off in the helm by yourself. As the doors come crashing down and the alarm klaxons begin to sound.
Huh.
Rat, what exactly do you expect that to do?
I tell Draken that Riot's shutting the ship down because we found some text, and then I relay to him what it says, because the hive mind is capable of conveying that over the distance.
It's very powerful.
Okay. I'll be in here until y'all need me. Or someone lifts the damn thing.
Yep.
Love it.
Rat, what do you expect a lockdown to accomplish exactly?
We trapped it in here with us. We just got to figure out which one of us is the imposter demon from the void. I pull out. I like stand up quickly from the table, throw the chair back, and pull out all of my pistols and point them erratically around the room.
Oh, that's perfect. So, as your paranoia ratchets up, Rat, once again, the speakers that aren't actually connected to anything begin to crackle and hum to life. This is great. I'm having so much fun.
This may be the last thing I ever say. The sick we brought with us in my desperation. Whatever infected them made them powerful.
And of course, Saren covers her head and just goes down on the table, going, no, 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 no.
This is quite enough now.
There's somebody speaking in dialogue. I cannot hear what that is. For some reason, my volume balance is off. Can we restart that? They mentioned an illness, but
Oh, it's the captain's message.
Saren's mom.
Why can't I control
We heard
the
this
volume
one
of that?
previously.
Yeah.
You have to go to the gear menu.
Audio and video?
Yeah, master music volume level.
But yeah, it comes crackling through. You can just see Saren's entire inner strength just slowly bleeding away.
Turn back. All is lost. You cannot save them. We move through on our course, and the worlds we see, the majesty of life and all its varied, myriad forms.
Turn back, all is lost, you cannot save them. A very poignant message from this Blight, whatever creature is at the center of it. It stared back at us with violet, glowing eyes.
My charged and paranoid purpose so I can hear them dying as they are devoured by this place and whatever it was that infested our ship. I placed my daughter into spell sleep. May the gods of all worlds keep her safe there. she
So,
someday be
Draken.
and saved. I hope. Forgiveness.
Draken.
Yes.
Anyone
The
I'm
sh-
here.
from the
The ship has begun to move
It was my direction that placed us. All of us into the
towards the void.
fury that
Where? Hmm.
damned. Gods around us. I love her. My
So I relay that message.
remember.
The ship seems to be moving
What?
towards the
How?
void.
We put the parking brake on.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, that's just too upbeat.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
Straight
believe
to the
it
elevator
wants
Jaunty
music.
melody. Jeez.
That is a little
to
happy.
come and join.
There you go.
One of the Istus is like sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, and the other one's just like has a hand on Saren's shoulder, and it's like, there, you're gonna be all right, or trying to, you know.
Yeah, she's beside herself. So, yeah, the ship is moving. You guys, once that's reported, you can kind of feel it beginning to kind of shudder just a little and lurch.
Ah. I mean, stands up. Rat, would you be so kind as to rescind the lockdown order?
That's just what it would want us to do. It's a trick.
Well, it's
It's a mind
hurtling us
trick.
toward the void.
If Draken's at the helm, can Draken stop the ship?
He could try.
I mean,
Draken, can you try to stop the ship from going forward? At least break it, or get it to back up even?
You pull that lever backwards.
Yeah, we can talk you through the steps, right?
oh, I think I've got it, and I will attempt to slow the ship or even stop it if possible.
Draken, you hear a voice in your head. Sure going through a lot of trouble for a little bit of payout there, bud. Just let it go.
I mean, are you the one moving us towards the void?
Oh, I certainly am not, no.
Okay. Now, will the ship survive the void?
Probably.
Just gonna go ahead and assume we can't hear any of that, right?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He has a private channel.
Yeah.
Back in the mess hall, I say to Rat, Rat, the most important thing, never let him see you sweat. You gotta keep your cool.
Guys, I it doesn't seem to want to respond.
Whatever just scratched that message is in this room with us.
Well, evidently not if it's moving the ship.
No, I'm not. I mean,
Ratts, I think experience has shown us that any sort of lockdown measures are futile at this point.
Alright, fine. Ship, lift lockdown.
So, you lift the lockdown?
Sure.
Alright, the doors open. The klaxon goes quiet. And as you look through the open doorway, it lifts up kind of slow. But the open doorway that leads back to the helm, scrawled into the wall opposite the door, you see it.
Scrawled into the wall opposite the door in the hallway leading to the helm.
And it starts with through the lattice of consciousness.
See, they want respect, fear more than anything. That's the stuff of life to them.
The one we see starts it through the lattice.
Yeah, through the lattice of consciousness I crawl. A creeping sickness and insidious sprawl. I dance in the echoes of your silent screams. A macabre puppeteer pulling the seams.
So the in the recesses one is the one that was on the table.
Yeah.
It's on the table. This one was on the window. The first stanza of the poem was on the window, right?
Yeah.
And then this is the second one in the recesses on the table. The third one is through the lattice of consciousness. Okay.
But yeah, as the doors finalize, you get the full view of the new message. The ship shudders, shakes once more, and you can feel it beginning to pick up momentum.
We should probably get to someplace with a better view. Start heading up towards the helm.
Okay.
Church.
Yeah?
I'm gonna, stall for a moment. I'm gonna see what happens when it actually, touches, if possible, and then I'm gonna try to stop it.
Okay. Alright, well, you still have some distance before you actually contact the shimmering void ahead of you. You're moving fairly slow at this point. But I will keep that in mind. Alright. So yeah, it doesn't take long for everyone to kind of make their way up back into the helm. They all bust in, wide-eyed, out of breath, sweating, depending on who you're looking at. There's Draken sitting cool as a cucumber, just watching everything go.
I mean, I think that's I will pretend that I am trying to fix it.
Awesome.
Could you just kind of nominally roll like a performance or something for that, so I can
Do deception. Do deception.
Deception.
Whichever. Yeah.
Working on it.
It's not like a big
I'm
deal.
pulling up the sheet now.
No, you're good. You're good. This is great. I love it.
I just want to see if I had a chance to notice, just...
I'd say you got a chance.
What do I roll?
17.
Insight?
Cinder's a sharp one.
Yeah. Cinder can kind of tell that Draken doesn't seem to know what he's doing, but is pretending to know what he's doing. For everybody else, it's just except
That's a
Jimmy.
Wild insight check. What is that?
But yeah, that's Jimmy, you can tell he's faking.
Draken and I, we have literally pulled this on people before.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah,
I'm not concerned.
You could definitely tell the ship is moving.
I mean, it looked like he tried his best,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this button didn't do what I don't know. It's not working.
She's a heavy boat. I'm not sure she's going to stop once she gets moving.
So we're getting pulled into this thing in front of us? Saren, can you help me with the weapon systems? We fire everything we got at it.
At clouds?
Yeah, at clouds. You got a better idea?
Let's try and reverse the thrusters.
Why, I thought Draken was doing that already.
Draken's pulling on the brakes. That's just ohms
So
burn.
these are the brakes?
That's just ohms burn. You use that for gingerly navigating small distances.
Yeah,
full
maybe,
reverse on the thrusters then. We'll save the weapon systems for plan C.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, she runs over to the system and starts hitting buttons and switching levers.
I'll help, I guess.
As she begins doing this, you see her kind of sweating, her brow furrows real hard. You see her kind of twitching and like she's uncomfortable. She starts to sweat heavily and kind of goes pale, and then her eyes kind of glass for a second, and she looks down, and all down the front of her chest is just covered in blood. It just starts to bleed profusely from the chest.
Oh, it did not like that. We better do something about this.
I have so many
Something
questions right
wound
now.
her, or is she just manifesting the stigmata or some shit?
Nothing has damaged her clothing.
Yeah, Bryn's running up to heal her because no.
All right. So Bren's
She's
running up
looking
to
at the
heal.
panel, like, kind of lost. Like, I don't know what's happening right now.
All right.
So like 23 healing she gets.
Okay.
What are we even looking at? Like, I guess.
So you're trying to kind of continue what she was doing.
I strongly recommend we just let this one happen.
That over there.
An old friend of ours would very much like our company. Has a terrible temper.
I guess I push this.
So yeah, you begin to feel it. Try to slow. Ghost, as you reach Saren, she's like tearing open her shirt. And don't worry, she has like a brassiere or whatever they would wear in a space.
Yeah, I figured.
But etched across her abdomen, in the skin, like you can see the wounds closing, but still see where they are. You see another stanza carved into the flesh of her stomach.
What the fuck?
God.
Here, I'll post.
Yep.
It's a lot of words, so it must have just appeared there rather than be slowly carved. Because from the way she reacted, it was just fine one moment, next look down, and was like, what?
A lot of blood. Lot of blood.
So the words that I saw before I healed up Saren was, in the tapestry of sanity I weave my lies, abyssal tendrils that within your mind ties. Within the echoes of forgotten fears I thrive, twisting reality, fueling your fears.
Alright, I think you guys really should take the Gale and just like drive right into the cloud, and we can save the Harrispecs.
You 100% on that whole saving the Harrispecs thing?
I mean, I want to keep it.
I can't blame you. But
If we were thinking with sense, we wouldn't be in here.
yeah,
You have any idea how much I could like, how much power I could wield if I drive this thing back to Sigil? Like, it's gonna be a bitch to find parking, but you know, we make small sacrifices. I'll just have to learn how to cast a pocket dimension to keep it in.
but think about it. Is driving this into Sigil an act of war?
For me, no.
For the lady?
I doubt it. It's just
What do you think I work for?
The main problem is will the Haru specs fit? I don't think the lady or the Dabus would care anything about the ship being in there. It's whether it would fit and how much of Sigil it actually destroys. I believe that would be the way that you would hike off the lady in this instance.
I mean, just park it right next to Sigil.
I mean,
I would love to see that. I would love to see that so much.
This is interesting.
you would park
Blight
it at
is
the
the
top
question.
of an
What is the answer?
infinitely tall spire.
So
Yeah, sure, why not?
It is too. Your double is a simulacrum, right?
Yes.
Melting snow.
The double is in there with you, right? You're both together.
Yes.
Okay. So, Istu grabs Istu by the shoulders, and you see their eyes go just solid black. And they speak to you. Very rough, like the words are being squeezed out of their throat forcefully. You can hear it kind of cracking and popping as it comes out. And it says, "Born from the marrow of your darkest fears, I wear the mask as your sanity veers, a cadence of chaos in the theater of the mind. I'm the aberration that leaves reason behind."
There's a pile of melted snow and rubies that are laying on the ground.
Okay, that's 2 lines.
It's doing that thing again. Born from the marrow. 2 lines up. I don't know why it's printing it out like that.
Okay. Your darkest fears. Okay.
The Istus are talking to themselves?
Well, but
Just the one now. I mean, the other one is gone.
What?
Yeah.
It collapsed.
What? Was that the original? Or are you the original?
Yes.
That is the correct answer.
It's your sanity fears.
Almost as soon as the double collapses, the ship lurches forward once again and begins to increase velocity rapidly towards.
All right, okay. Do we have shielding systems, Saren?
Shielding?
Yeah,
We're-
sort of like...
We're lucky we have navigation and climate control.
Yeah, but can we divert anything for any sort of shielding?
No.
Okay, fine. Punch it full fucking let's go forward then.
Are you serious?
I don't have a better idea.
We're gonna die.
We're going that way anyway. Why am I? Let's go faster.
I don't want to go in there.
Well, I don't think we have a choice anymore. We tried to go backwards, and then you got slashed across the chest. Somebody wrote a fancy poem in your abs.
Well,
I like to think the remaining Istu is writing this stuff down, so it's...
that's fine.
Like every time we try to go not that way, it seems to get angrier. So I think we just go that way faster.
I look over at Draken. Any last-minute instructions from our passenger?
Are you asking?
I asked Draken.
I give it a shot. I mean, it didn't seem concerned, but to be fair, I don't know if that's because it knows it can survive this, and it means we need more help,
I have a question.
or if it is actually going to be okay. It could be either one. I don't know either.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know things are kind of happening really quickly.
It's okay.
So there's not always a ton of time for you to tell me exactly the details of what's happening. And I completely understand that. But when the simulacrum collapses, I noticed Prim was saying certain things happen. I just need you to tell me what you think, how that looks.
Oh, it collapsed as if it fainted. It didn't dissipate or anything.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Because
no
that's
worries.
not what was said. And
Oh no, that's I should have specified. That's on me.
Yeah, I interpreted collapsed as it disappears.
Yeah, no, she.
yeah, this is why we
They're
asked.
still there. It's all good.
This is why it's crucial for the GM to be the person narrating what's happening in the scene.
But I do need to know what you guys want to do. The double is out for a couple rounds.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna try to do anything with it. I'm just getting down what it said.
Yeah, yeah.
Making sure we have that written like everything else is the other 4 stanzas we have so far are written. So we're just adding that to. If anything, we're adding it to the whiteboard of things that's in the mental differential equation system that the rest of us can see. So in case we need to look at it.
I'm gonna need to step out, guys.
You all right?
I gotta go get the little one. Little one says she's not feeling well.
Uh-oh.
I have to retrieve her from my parents.
You're good, man. Real life first.
This is critical.
Is this a terrible time to say
Yeah,
union break?
I'll let you guys know.
No, we can
This is
take
a
our
fine
break.
time for union break, although it may take him a little longer than it takes us.
That's fine.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I could use some tea.
Yeah, we'll go get some tea and we'll come right back. And if you can make it back, that's good. If you can't, brother, real life first. Take care of what you got there.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we'll be right back for those of you watching. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we will see you in a moment.
Don't touch that dial.
Boom. Yep. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! I fixed the problem. Okay. I'm not laughing at you guys. I'm laughing at the OBS thing. Don't worry.
I mean, you could just laugh at us. Like,
It's an option.
I do tend to do that as a game master, so I'm sure it'll happen. My top secret players all tell me I apparently have an evil, maniacal laugh when I'm just being jovial.
oh yeah. There it is. There it is.
Not sure where I picked that up from. Probably D&D.
Yeah.
So, here we are. We're beginning to barrel towards the dark expanse of nothingness ahead of you. Momentum is piling up. Things are getting weirder and weirder. What's everyone wanting to do? What are we doing? What's going on?
Just looking at this riddle, trying to figure it out. The more lines we get, the more questions I have. Like, what is this?
Jimmy
guys
has
have any-
interpreted the riddle as a threat, and therefore the correct answer to it is, you ain't that tough.
It's an aboleth lich.
Abelich.
If only.
Interesting.
Abelich.
Bryn has interpreted this as a calling card.
Abelich. I'm gonna write that down.
God. Don't give him ideas. Rule number
Aboleth.
one.
It's a lich that sings a lot of Waterloo and Dancing Queen.
Yes. Slap an elder in front to make it sound even more impressive. Elder Abelich.
Elder
TM.
Abelich. Yeah, we'll see that eventually.
Oh no.
So what are we doing? Anything to try and stop the ship, or
Nothing seems to work. I mean,
You could-
Draken gave it a shot, and then Saren tried, and now it's just like, well, nothing's
ahead.
gonna.
I'll head full and warm up the weapon systems.
Might as well meet our fate when we're gonna meet it. You know, like all this trying to stop and go back is not working. So.
oh, I'm sure it's fine.
While his player is unavailable, I will issue the command directly through Draken to finish out the question we had before the break, which is, does our passenger have any last-minute instructions?
Oh,
He was in the middle of asking you when he had to leave.
he would probably encourage Draken to encourage all of you to maybe jump in the airlock and flee to safety. Just tuck and roll, it'll be fine.
You gotta hit the ground and then roll.
Roll with it, it's fine.
Yeah, roll with the impact of a moon-sized vessel crashing into the closed crystal sphere of the planet.
So,
Trust me, the iframes will keep you safe.
Yes.
Istu, you're still at the control panel where Saren was, right?
One of me is, yes.
Okay.
Just
So there's
tapping
a
buttons.
there's a small screen on that control panel that lights up and kind of flickers to life. Catches your attention.
I lightly tap the outer edge of the monitor. A little mild percussive maintenance to try to get it to turn back on.
It lights up,
Hey!
and this is what you see.
Hello?
The lips curl up into a smile.
Hi?
It speaks. Once again, the voice comes through all of the speakers that are disconnected. Everyone can hear this. Only you can see it, though, Istu, unless you share it with anyone else, I should say. But it says, what am I? A wraith in the endless sea? A specter of reason or your soul's decree? In the abyssal depths where darkness breeds, answer true or succumb to the lunatic's needs. Who am I? The phantom in your mind's decline? A harbinger of shadows, a herald of the malign. As reality fractures and the psyche stains, I thrive in the chaos where horror remains.
Asking who am I?
I hate it when they ask for actual answers to obviously rhetorical, threat-based riddles.
So you were saying that I see that?
You see the lips.
Okay.
The words actually come through all the speakers that have been kind of...
Okay.
Well, Jimmy, if this is indeed the Blight speaking, I believe you and Draken may have an answer to that question if the violet eyes we saw in my seance are indeed connected to the dragon that Draken
Answer
downed.
true or succumb. Interesting.
I look back and forth at Draken. We ever even get that damn thing's name? We spent most of our short acquaintance either running from it or blowing it up.
Did you ask Draken that?
I did, and obviously he's not here to answer.
I was gonna say.
This was me basically vamping while I try to remember its name before it became, you know, Sincordia de Monde.
Voltaire, I believe.
Is that right?
The character.
Yeah, that's probably right. We'll say Draken remembers this, because Jimmy obviously wasn't. He's gonna go, Voltaire?
Draken says that?
Yeah. To Jimmy rather than in answer to the riddle.
Okay.
Although if it overhears, it's whatever.
So he kind of whispers it quietly then?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think you're right, but are we sure? We spent a long time very certain he was very dead. Don't really know who else it could be. I mean, it's not the angler fucking with us. Was playing us Bridget's song, but I don't know. I don't expect the queen would be quite this vindictive.
I don't know, she had her entire nation along with herself destroyed. And probably a lot of her people, even though I did speak to one who is still living. I don't think that many Shawneesians could survive a blast like that upon their lands.
Are you kidding me?
Jimmy, with an unusual degree of confidence, shakes his head and says, "No. She had a stout heart. Don't think she would have blamed us exactly."
Well, I don't think it's her necessarily scrolling or delivering all of these messages to us. This is the being who has been giving us all of these messages, also spoken the voice of Saren's mother.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. These are stolen faces. Well, is everybody ready for us to lock in our answer?
Best
What's
we
the
got.
answer?
The exact guy we were really hoping it was not. Back when we lived on Cairn, and back when we tried very hard to kill him, it was an elder shadow dragon, and he went by Voltaire.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know what that
You should
means.
answer for yourself, because I don't know what you're talking about.
You had to be there. It's true.
I still think you should answer for yourself. Because this text says, answer true or succumb to the lunatic's needs, which I don't really need to have this fate hoisted upon me, because you answered something wrong. We can have multiple guesses in a case where we answer for ourselves.
I mean, Cinder doesn't really have forgotten fears. Doesn't have fears as a general rule.
You extend an enormous amount of sense of fairness to the unseen assailant who has been scratching messages into our ship and us. But
I'm
that's
just
fair.
saying.
I will attempt to answer for myself.
All right. What is the final answer?
Set aside these stolen faces and stolen voices. You remember us. We remember you, Voltaire.
So, Istu,
Yes.
the little screen that you're watching, you see one corner of that perfect little set of lips kind of curl up, and this tiny little tongue kind of dart out across perfect teeth. And only you hear this very soft but
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting out at the most important moment.
oh my, here, let me do this thing again. Hang on.
Yep.
It seemed to work last time. There. Hopefully that fixed it. So you see the lips kind of curl up into a smile, this tongue dart out across the teeth that appear to be perfect. And you hear this very soft whisper. Only you hear it. And it's scintillating and yet at the same time devastatingly horrible. And all it says is, delicious. And then the screen goes dark. Jimmy, roll a d4 for me, please.
I love rolling d4s.
Don't
4.
like standing on them, though.
What's that?
Don't like standing on them, though.
No,
No, that's awful.
caltrips. Well, okay, so
Okay.
let's see. Jimmy, I need you to roll. Wow, hang on, I gotta get my book for this one. You rolled high. 4d100, please.
I like rolling 4d100 slightly less than rolling 1d4, actually.
Yeah, that's less fun.
Yes.
Hopefully, I am not immediately exploded by 4d100 damage.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that's okay. Just added them. I was like, well, that's a
Yes.
big number. So we got 75, 5, 39, and 74. Interesting. All right, let's see what we got. All right. I'm doing the laugh again, aren't I? Sorry.
Yeah, just a little.
Yes, quite.
Just a lot.
Let me just write these down so I don't forget them. I'm sure it's
Have
nothing.
fun with my new 4 madnesses.
I'm sure it's nothing serious.
Yeah, it's fine.
It could only be moderately to very debilitating.
It's fine.
Well,
It's yeah.
This
at
is
least you
fine.
can't be frightened
Um.
about it.
True.
Yeah.
Oh my. This is going to be interesting.
I I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's taking him a long time to
don't-
calculate how screwed I am.
I don't like that.
This is a complex form of being screwed. We're used to, like, take 100 damage.
Yeah, you can fix that.
We have systems for that.
All right, so Jimmy.
Yes.
So as the screen blinks off before Istu, and Istu hears that word, you feel this stripe of just like white hot lightning like pain shoot across the entire surface of your brain.
That sucks.
And it feels like a chunk of it bubbles off. That's what it feels like. Sure. And so it's this disorienting, uncomfortable, painful thing that brings you to your knees. As you open your eyes again, it's like you're in the middle of a mirror and somebody punched the center of it and just fractured out in every direction around you. And all you can hear is this cacophony of whispers saying unintelligible things, rattling in your head in a way that is very disorienting and confusing.
That's bad. Am I still capable of motion?
Yes.
Okay.
You
I
feel
can't really see or hear.
You're just having a really hard time focusing and concentrating on anything.
Gotcha. I say aloud, so that anybody around, despite me not knowing if they are or not, could hear. Didn't work. I gently lay my severely aching head back on the cold, cool deck of the bridge. I pull my hat down over my face.
Alright, you managed to blot out the shattered reality around you, but the whispers won't go away.
I'm just gonna have to live with that for a minute.
Okay.
Alright, sounds fun. I'll give it a try.
Oh, jeez.
You're just a cloud from, like, you're fucking weather. You don't even belong here. Just, like, dissipate. Be like weather and just blow off.
Bryn is going to facepalm.
As much as I would like to roll again, that moment has passed, so you're safe for now, Rat. However, the ship is beginning to hurtle faster and faster and faster towards the nothing before you. Anyone want to make any last-ditch efforts to stop or turn around the ship? Or escape from it?
So the screen has gone black.
Yeah, it just kind of gave you that real, kind of almost horrifically seductive little grin, and then said delicious and went black.
At the end of stanza number 6. Interesting. Istu is puzzled.
That's fair.
Relieved that whatever Rat just tried didn't work, but concerned.
That's fair as well.
Saren, how do you stop this thing or throw this thing into reverse again?
She points at the terminal where Istu's standing. She's a little shaken.
How have we not already decided that it's too late to turn back?
Not necessarily. You could try. It's a big ship.
The weapon systems yet.
Bryn will try to throw the reverse thrusters on to, slow it.
Istu
Okay.
walks away.
Okay. Alright. Brent, give me a... Let's do survival. Survival roll. Vicious mockery.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So you kind of fumble with the controls a little bit, and that's fair. Like, this is... You've only been at this a short time. This is complex machinery.
Well, she actually only got trained on navigation, so...
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, it's fine. It's... You know, nobody could expect you to just hop in and be like, I know what I'm doing. Woo! So you try to. The only thing you really managed to do was to make the ship start to kind of begin to spin very slowly.
Yeah, she's going to stop that because she doesn't want to get dizzy.
Alright. So, I'll give you guys one more action. No matter who gets it, but one more action. And then you're going to hit.
I'm going to leave the bridge and make my way down to the reactor room.
Okay. You go into the reactor?
Yeah,
One of me will go with him, and the other will stay here with Cinder.
Okay.
That was a potent power source that somebody was too interested in, I think. And if this goes the wrong way, I don't want that falling into the wrong hands.
All right. So I won't make that count as the action just because you're moving. Does anyone else want to try anything in the hell? We'll say. Last chance.
I feel like it's too late to do anything else. I mean, we tried.
I am not at present physically capable of doing so.
Fair.
Can I roll anything to figure out if there's anything I could be doing?
Maybe. I'll give you a chance. We'll do a survival roll.
Okay. 18?
You kind of figure out what you could have done had you approached it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But the momentum is too great for normal means to work. It would take some advanced navigation and piloting to potentially pull out of this now.
Yeah.
It was you did figure some stuff out, just not quite what you needed.
Okay.
Alright. So is that it?
That's my favorite, yeah, figuring things out right after the fact. I love looking back at something and then being like, oh.
Should have done that sooner. Alright, so impact. You're kind of coming in at a little catty corner as the ship has shifted to one side slightly. And you hit. And you kind of all lurch forward a little bit as there's resistance as you hit it. And you could swear you see tendrils of smoke and shadow just reaching up and gripping and clinging to the ship and drawing it into the darkness below. And as you begin to become completely engulfed in the swirling torrent, you can hear just screams and cries and laughter and flutes and violins and drums. People talking, people shouting, people yelling, people fighting, explosions, gunfire, and then suddenly silence comes over the entire ship. And you're free falling.
Am I still stuck with the whispers, though?
The whispers are quieted, but they're still there. If you open your eyes, the fracture is gone.
Okay, that's a little better.
So, looking out, you can see a starlit sky.
When you say we're free falling, do you mean the ship itself is free falling and we're kind of like
through space? It's not like through gravity, it's through space.
Okay. Okay.
And up ahead, you see a large planet and an enormous skull drifting by in orbit.
What in the...
That's no moon.
Unlike probably the vast majority of denizens of Cairn in history, Jimmy and Draken have seen it from this angle before.
This is true.
What's the sky look like?
It's a starlit sky. Like you're looking down at the moon and beyond the moon, the planet of Cairn.
Was it starlit before?
Hmm?
Okay. Not broken yet. Good, good.
Is that it?
Well, no, I mean, Cairn's atmosphere was jacked, not the stars.
No, that was in character.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's home.
Why is... What? Why did... What? Why? Just why?
I suppose...
Any number of reasons. It doesn't actually look too bad from here.
I suppose the crystal sphere wasn't completely sealed off after all. The negative energy pouring in that I saw in the vision must be continually pouring into the rift that was left whenever that ritual happened. That's my guess.
What's with the big giant floaty skull thing?
I don't know.
Oh, do they not have those where you come from? It's, Shit, I probably should have paid more attention in church.
We're not dead.
It's the antecedent mother. That was the goddess, essentially. You know, her bones make the earth, her blood the sea, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's some barmy shit that's unique to Cairn.
I figured they had one of those everywhere.
No.
Okay.
Alright.
Listen, I was born in the Feywild. I've lived in Eberron and Sigil. Let me tell you about the unique theoretical origin stories of all three of those places and the sort of features of those respective planes.
Yeah, ours is much more convenient. If you want to see the goddess, you just kind of look up at night.
So, everybody give me a dex save, please.
Yep.
Anyone within 10 feet of Cinder gets +5.
That's me.
So this is
Hey!
actually 5 above that, so that's 15.
Okay.
25.
Oh
Don't-
wait, no it isn't.
Don't even worry about it. Listen, don't... If you come up with a number that's over the number that should be, it's just very silly. For Ratt as well.
Okay. So, Cinder, you get a little rocked. A huge explosion rips through the ship.
Not good.
And once again, it begins
I
kind
didn't
of
do it.
tilting at an awkward angle. Saren's eyes go wide and she begins punching on consoles, trying to figure out what's going on. And as she does, a second explosion rips through the ship.
I didn't do that either.
Where you're at, Ratt, since you were headed towards the reactor, the reactor is going. You can tell.
Oh. We got comms or mental link, right? Still, Istu? I'm
Yeah.
still mental link to you at least, right?
It's you, me, Cinder, and Draken.
Okay, so remember that time the reactor was gonna blow?
Mm-hmm.
The reactor's gonna blow. Get to the fucking gale now. Meet me there.
Alrighty then.
So is that the plan? Is everyone running?
Yeah.
As fast as my little legs will carry me.
All right.
As attached as Ratt was to this vessel, if he says it's blowing, it's blowing. We're getting out of here.
Okay.
Oh, right. I gotta tell you guys because you're not in. We gotta go.
I assumed from the run.
So, Jimmy,
Yes.
give me an intelligence save. Please, sir.
I shall.
Gonna blow up. Oh my god.
We'll adjudicate what type it is afterwards. You have a save. There
Okay.
you are.
You managed to stay focused.
Good.
And not like get lost in the twisting tunnels and the chaos of the ship exploding as you guys are moving down these hallways. And it's like you guys are running and it's boom, it'll lurch you to the side, everybody will hit the side of the corridor, stuff will rain down on top of you, smoke's filling the chambers, you're running and scattering, pulling yourself along rails, diving under stuff, and you finally make your way to the belly of the ship where the gale has been basically stashed. And I'll even be nice and say you guys kind of get there about the same time, so it's all at once. So you're in there, the smoke is just filling the place, and you can feel an entire section of the ship just tear away, and you can see the outside as you begin to slightly spin faster.
Did we leave a gangway up onto the gale, maybe? Or do we have to climb the side?
A section of the ship being the Haruspex, or a section of the ship being the Gale?
The Haruspex.
Okay.
I'll be nice and say there's a gangplank.
All right.
There's also a gaping hole in the gale, so...
True. It's a little smaller than it was. It's healed a little.
Straight up the gangplank. Sprinting onto the deck. Hey, Gale, how you doing? You have a nice rest? We got to get out of here.
All right. There is not another soul aboard the ship.
Gale, if you want to see tomorrow, you're going to get this ship moving now.
Who wants to battery it?
Not it.
Actually, I think I used some of my magical energy, so it has to be Draken is to a rat.
Not it.
Not a magical bone in my body.
I mean, Cinder can.
Can he? Do you have to be a full caster?
I think we agreed you don't.
Technically, his warlock side is full caster.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. That's fine. I got no problem.
Congratulations, Bryn will toss you the helm. The hat part of the actual spell jamming helm.
The helm. All right. Are you going to drive the gale out?
Sure, we'll attempt that.
All right. I need you to...
Well, the thing is, he's the battery, not the driver.
Yeah.
He's the one who drives this thing.
No, I need you to give me an intelligence save, Cinder, as you place the helm on. Okay.
Nice.
The gale is in a panic, and you get like the full brunt of that when you put the helm on, because you connect. But you manage to kind of grit your teeth and be like, whoa, calm down.
Hey, if I'm within 10 feet technically of the gale, is the gale immune to fear?
Oh my god!
Well, see, here's the thing. The 10 feet of the gale that's around you might be.
Oh no.
The gale's a good bit bigger.
Fearless
That 10-foot section feels lovely.
Welcome back, Draken.
Welcome
to catch
back.
you up on events. The poem/riddle was completed. It turned out to be an actual riddle. Jimmy attempted to answer it by saying that the person presenting the riddle was Voltaire, our old dearest enemy. I was immediately inflicted with 4 new varieties of madness, which was a great deal of fun.
Yeah, so possibly not Voltaire then.
Possibly not Voltaire, possibly still Voltaire. Voltaire's just a dick.
True.
You got to keep this in mind.
Even before the Blight.
Even before the Blight, not a nice guy. We plunged through the open rift in the side of the crystal sphere. We are inside, we are looking at Cairn and the head of the antecedent mother, and the Haruspex is exploding. Hopefully he was here to hear any of that. I don't know.
I am here.
Good tale.
Wonderful.
Yes, so we are currently on the gale.
Cinder has opted to power it. Who is driving?
I think I'm on that.
What? You want to do it?
I get substantial bonuses.
Okay, I have proficiency in vehicles. But go ahead.
I have a magic sword.
That's true. Your thing is better.
All right.
Be the pirate captain.
Jimmy.
Yes.
All right. Give me an intelligence save, please.
An intelligence save, certainly. Let me double check a thing real fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's wisdom save, the other one. Yeah, it doesn't matter, it's fine. 15, sir.
All right. So you grab the wheel, and you're kind of counting on Blackjammer to try and guide you. The voices in your head kick up fiercely, and it's like 1,000 people whispering at you all at once. And as that happens, you see those fractures in reality, that weird, like, three-dimensional mirror shattering begin to crack out from where you're standing. Mm-hmm. And it starts to kind of obscure your vision a little bit. So you count on Blackjammer, and you start guiding the thing out. As you do, you rock the side of the opening. Everybody lurches to that side. The gale crunches. Cinder, you feel the gale just kind of howl with the pain of the impact. And a piece of the gale shreds off the side. And it just kind of curves out the other way. And you guys go into a spin as you exit. Just kind of hurtling towards the mother's head. Everybody is still on the deck, aside from Cinder, is that correct? Yeah?
I think one of the issues is there with them, too.
Okay. Okay. What would you say, Bryn?
I said I believe so. Bryn would be up there on, I can't remember if it was the Foxhole or the other one. She's standing beside Jimmy.
All right. In that case, well, everybody give me a deck save either way, even the below decks people, but it's a little more important for you guys on the decks. Solid.
Ooh, good save.
Solid. Solid. Oof.
Oof. And,
Oof.
less oof.
Oh,
Yeah.
18. 18. I have no doubt you are within some number of feet of Cinder.
Well, which one is top and which one is under?
Is Cinder above?
Cinder is below. In the
Okay.
helm.
We'll say the 8's below and the 13's above.
Okay.
In the order that I mentioned them or thought about them.
Okay, Rat, you barely manage to hang on to the rigging as that thing jerks and starts to spin. So, like, your feet are in the air and you're holding onto the rigging, like, sideways.
Good core workout.
Yeah. The rest of you kind of managed to catch yourself. Is2? Which Is2 is above decks?
Above deck is with Cinder. So, we'll say the original.
The original is above decks?
Right.
Okay. Is2, you go hurtling over the side.
Dimension door back in. Hang on.
Got magic for this shit.
Yeah, we prepared for this with that tunnel that I almost fell down and got split in half on. 1 second, let me get the spell.
All right.
Here it is. It's in the chat. If it works. Which, I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna teleport myself back next to Cinder.
All right. I need you. Let's see. What is it? Okay. Interesting. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Two.
Roll a d100.
Uh-huh. 24.
Solid. Wow.
Yep.
This should be interesting.
I know.
Istu disappears. Boom.
Ayy.
Roll a d8 for me.
Okay. 8.
Okay. They reappear on the deck of the ship, confused.
Lamau.
Guys?
May I please make an actual acrobatics piloting check to stabilize the ship?
We'll have to go with survival on this one, but yes, you may.
Okay.
The heck just happened? What was that?
It is a 16, sir.
You're starting to ride it. You're getting control. Istu, give me another d8 roll, please. Rat, what are you looking for?
Can I see what's going on?
Where?
Did Jimmy just crash us into a wall?
He sideswiped the exit.
Absolutely happened, yes.
Istu disappears again. And reappears at the aft end of the ship, barely holding on to the rigging. Still confused.
Yeah, teleporting is kind of busted lately.
Anybody else doing anything?
I'm a touch busy.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go to my workshop. It's the safest place on this boat.
You're still hanging onto the rigging with your feet in the air. Are you? What are you doing?
Pulling myself out. Ian?
Istu's gonna try their best to get like any stable footing and just like wrap a piece of rope around their arm or something. Anything nearby. Scrambling.
All right. Rat, give me a strength check.
Okay.
Because you're fighting a lot of momentum. You're pulling some G's here. All right. You're not really moving, but you're holding on.
Hey, that'll work.
Istu.
Yep.
Roll a d8 for me.
If I see something look like it's about to happen, that.
All right, you don't see anybody casting
I'm
spells.
gonna try to count.
Oh, you're cutting in and out a little bit there.
Assuming he
I
means
wasn't
counter spell.
talking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, nobody's casting anything, so there's no spell to counter yet. Istu, you...
I bet like counter spell is too.
That's what I mean. Istu's not not casting.
Dimension door has firmly been cast.
Yeah.
Yes. Sadly.
So you disappear again and reappear off the port side of the ship in free space. All right. Anybody?
Is that where I'm hanging
Si-
off?
Can I swim? Dog paddle? Anything? Please.
I continue to attempt to stabilize the ship, and if I can steer it in the direction of Istu, I do so.
All right.
Who knew 50 feet of rope would be so vital?
throw a rope out.
How?
Some rigging rope.
So.
Help me!
So okay, here, Jimmy, go ahead and get your roll in to continue to try and right the ship.
Another 16.
All right, you're still making progress, albeit slowly. You're pulling hard, like the thing is in a spin, and it's a galleon. Not exactly built for handling in this particular situation, but I believe Cinder, was it you that was trying to do something for Istu?
I was going to say to the Istu that's not teleporting all over the place, would you tell them to stop that?
Anyway, Draken, anyone else?
Yes. I will. If you got something to do first, it's all you. But I have a backup if nothing else.
All right, Istu.
This was the thing I was gonna do.
Give me a D8 to Istu.
Spinning off into space. This was Plan A.
Istu.
Oh no.
Istu, give me a dex save.
Oh god. Dexterity.
Oh, you got a re-roll in there somewhere, right?
It's a save, yeah. I just
That's
my
awesome.
asthma.
That was awesome. So Istu disappears and reappears, smacks the center mast of the ship face first, takes a point of damage, scrambles and claws at it as they go fumbling off towards the other side of the ship through the air.
Even the fake gravity is failing to apply to Istu.
Can I walk over and with Istu's consent cast a spell on them?
Spellcasting is kind of what got us into this, but sure, if you're willing to take the risk, please help me. If anybody just had a piece of rope to tie me to the counter.
Fly.
Roll a d6 for me.
Fly.
Oh
Draken.
my god!
That's a 1.
That is a 1.
Oh my god!
That is a 1.
Oh my god!
Roll a percentile for me, please.
Poor Draken, oh my god.
Kidding me? This is Draken's forte. This is the fun.
Oh god, this is hilarious. So you cast, you cast your spell. You're familiar enough with it. You're used to it. You go through the whole, process, and you push it out, and you feel like a transfer of power, but nothing happens. And all of a sudden, you hear this little voice on your shoulder, kind of go, "Oh, should have tried something else there, with champ."
What's
Thank
the
you.
voice on his shoulder?
Do you look?
I turned to speak to the voice on the shoulder.
There's a spectral monkey sitting on your shoulder.
Oh my god. Is it?
This is awesome. Thank you for your wisdom, spectral monkey.
Is it a wait? Hang on. Is it a
How bad
spectral monkey or is it a spectral monkey?
No, it's a monkey. Not a
Alright.
monkey.
Hmm.
It's just a little spider monkey sitting there picking its nose, laughing at you.
Kong would have been so welcome right now.
That would be
I
super
just gotta
helpful.
say.
Yeah.
All right, so Istu, we've got one more chance. This is going to be your last blink. We'll see what direction it takes you. Okay.
Let's go.
Give me a D8.
Big money, no whammies. Hey!
Ideally, that would be good.
That is actually good. You disappear and basically crash into the door that leads below decks. How
convenient. Let me just open this and get the hell out of it.
But yeah, you feel the magic kind of leave you from the spell. You get the sense that it's past whatever just happened.
What is going on with magic?
Apparently, I am Nightcrawler. Damn.
It'd be amazing if you could control it.
I know, right? Just freewheeling into space. Ah!
All right. So you guys are hurtling towards the surface of the mother's head now, like at an uncomfortable rate of speed.
Istu scrambles to get below deck.
We continue attempting to arrest the rate of speed and the rotation.
All right.
Trying to get to my workshop.
You want to try again? Go ahead. Give me a strength check.
Yeah. I want to see if I can get to my workshop. I can.
You're holding on for dear life. And Jimmy, I think that's the third 16 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, the interaction here between various rogue class abilities and Blackjammer's effect make that a very, very likely number.
So, yeah, you've got it to where the front's kind of teetering left and right, like you're fishtailing the galleon. You're trying to keep it from continuing to spin. There's no, like, none of this makes sense. Like, should be no aerodynamics affecting it, but it feels like there is. And you're rocketing forward. Now, granted, you don't have any control over speed. Speed's pretty much gonna all be Cinder.
Yeah, you can't really... You're not trimming the sails on a Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Wait a second, I remembered something.
Guidance.
Give that to Jimmy.
Alright. That works. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, let's...
For your next one.
Yeah.
Although that is a spell, isn't it?
It is.
Oh my god!
No. Let's roll a d6.
Okay.
Okay, give me a percentile.
There you go.
61. Huh. Interesting. So, Bren, you're going to cast the spell, and as you do it, rather than the energy leaving you as you're used to,
Yeah.
this, like, iron bar with these weird prongs on it falls out of your hands and lands on the deck at your feet. And you look at it, and somehow in your mind, you instantly know that this is a bar that could be used to brace the wheel that Jimmy is using.
Well, that's not what I intended to do, but, Jimmy, you could use this bar to brace the wheel.
I will do so. On my next check, I suppose I will apply the bar to try and physically halt the rotation.
There you go. All right.
Is it like one of those bars that goes over the steering wheel? Because that's hilarious.
It is, actually.
Oh my god!
It certainly is. That was actually not a bad roll, so there you go. Alright, so Cinder, are you doing anything to halt the speed?
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to. You can actually speed up if you want.
Probably not a great idea.
Cinder is not really the type of person to half-ass anything, though. I mean, if you're gonna crash, let's do it.
Can the helm still affect the speed?
Yeah, the helm's pretty much, because they're the one powering it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna slow it all the way down.
Alright. Give me an intelligence save, please.
Oh no.
Okay. You guys feel it starting to kind of jerk and shake. The speed's kind of fluctuating in and out right now. Cinder, you're having a hard time maintaining your connection and control for some reason. Like you're still there and you can feel it starting to work, but it's not working as smooth as it should. Jimmy, you want to try and stabilize?
Sure. What effect does the bar have?
Advantage.
Okay. Want another
Okay.
16?
Go ahead.
Oh, it didn't roll. 1 sec.
17.
17.
All right, it's starting to right. You're still aiming smack dab for the top of the skull, though. This is starting to kind of slow and rattle, and you guys are shaking around. Rat's still holding on to the rigging for dear life. Both the Istus are holding on to the walls down below. Draken's kind of laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have wings to steady myself.
Yeah. For some reason, the angler is sitting next to Draken, handing him, like, a hip flask.
I drink.
Oh, this is some lovely, lovely rum.
Bryn is raising an eyebrow at this because she knows Draken.
The blackest strap molasses rum.
Oh, yes. So good. So
You pour it out of the bottle that pours like honey.
So here's what's happening right now. At the rate things are going, even with Cinder applying the brakes, with you steadying the wheel, you're gonna have a crash landing. It may not be a necessarily lethal one. You'll slow enough to where it'll just be a hard landing, but you're gonna hit unless you do something.
Well, if I had ever managed to get control of the vessel again, I was going to attempt an orbital maneuver.
An orbital maneuver, uh-oh.
Yes, aim a little over the surface and try and bring her around, captive in the gravity of the mother's head, so we can kill some speed as we orbit.
Okay. I'll give you 2 more rolls.
All right.
But...
Yeah. But
I need you to give me an intelligence save for each one.
I love doing those. Let me just double-click intelligence here so we get them out of the way.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah. Oh. we got some shit.
Are you casting?
That's gonna help.
Genius.
That's gonna help substantially, actually.
This is not a cast. Is it? This,
Oh.
No, this is just
that is an
giving
artificer
advice.
class
Yeah,
ability.
no, it's a class ability.
This is just Rat's giving good advice.
Yeah, as he hangs on for dear life.
Yeah.
Try this!
Oh, never mind. I
sweet.
murdered it. We're in there. Smartest Jimmy's ever been.
Look at that. That was pretty good. So this was you maintaining focus.
Yes.
The cacophony of whispers in your ear and the fracturing patterns cycling out around you. You managed to kind of draw in. The visual distortion goes away. The voices are still going, though.
I'm used to people talking in my ear all the time.
So now we'll do the
checks.
the checks.
Okay. That one's pretty good.
Yeah. So the
The
first
other one, only decent.
The first one would have been to get the orbital. The second one is to avoid a tragic, hardcore crash. You're actually going to skiff this thing in. So, you breach... there is a slight atmosphere, and you can feel you hit it as you come in, and it gets kind of rocky. Poor Rat's just bouncing around on that rigging like mad. Everybody down below decks is tumbling all over the place. And suddenly there's this BAM! As you guys hit the surface of the skull. Dust clouds of bone dust and cosmic dust and whatever else kicks up in a huge billowing cloud as this thing goes skit and then hits and then skips and then hits and then drags across the bottom and begins to turn slowly one direction as it folds sideways entirely. Spins a couple times. You guys have probably gone about 500-600 yards at this point. Anybody who's on the deck, I need 2 deck saves, please, at disadvantage. Solid.
Wow.
Okay. I think that's everybody that's on deck. Oh no, Draken's on deck too. Okay. Draken, you're good. The angler catches you. He catches you by like the scruff of the neck and just kind of laughs and holds you there. Rat, you go tumbling finally. At that last hit, it jars you loose. and you kind of go tumbling. Are your boots active?
They can be.
So no, they weren't, or
I think if they were, I would have been trying to like fly back to the room, and I might try to stabilize myself with them out of reflex.
Okay. Well, here. So you're gonna tackle the ground for 5 points. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, you kind of go flying off as it hits, and you get jarred loose, and you go bump bump, kind of scrape along the side, and your boots kick in, and you launch up and kind of out of the way of the ship so it doesn't hit you. Everybody else take maybe 2 points of damage just from getting knocked around. It's nothing serious. As the gale...
Everybody else on deck?
Everybody, completely, everybody.
2, okay.
Yeah, that's alright. As the gale skids... Except you.
Yeah, I figured.
As the gale skids to a halt, and the dust kicks up all around you, and you can just feel it kind of slowly raining down on you, these tiny little granules of ancient bone dust showering you all, leaving you, everybody who's out exposed, kind of covered in this white chalky substance.
What'd you say this thing was made of, Jimmy?
Dead goddess.
I'm afraid to even try and clean myself of this.
Yeah, that would probably be blasphemy.
I should try and find some, like, chunks.
I'm not even talking about that.
While I'm out
talking
here.
about our magic going haywire.
I could see that being a problem, too.
So...
Can I find some loose chunks of...
Probably attempt to clean myself and get doused in soapy water.
Like some stone size little chunks of
it's a map.
skull.
It is a map. You want to start mining at this?
No, I just like as I'm walking back to the ship, or to regroup with everyone. Like, there's like some pebbles or just little like stones on the ground. I want to pick them up. He said this was made out of a dead goddess. I might be able to get a bullet out of dead goddess. There might still be some residual there, and if not, the irony is beautiful.
So, for now, this is a group token. I think you all have access to it. This is the crash of the gale.
Yes.
You guys are on the surface of the Mother's Head. As the dust settles and everybody kind of wipes their bruises and rubs their scrapes and kind of looks around finally, you can see like the starry sky above you. You can see like the black and cloudy, covered, enshrouded planet of Cairn down below. It's very dark out here, and this horrible, like kind of faint whispering sound echoing across the surface. There's actually a little bit of air blowing across the surface. It's cold and uncomfortable, and there's a presence all around you that you can feel that just makes you incredibly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we'll hang it there.
Seems fine.
On the surface of the Mother's Head.
We are here.
And the irony of the fact that the Sigil crew made it there before the Cairn one.
Yes.
But you survived. We had a couple close calls there, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, actually.
Couple close calls.
I mean, it kind of helps that our magic's not working right.
It didn't completely mess you over. Like, it still tried to do the things you were wanting it to, in a way. Yeah. You know, Istu tried to teleport. Well, they teleported. You tried to offer guidance. You offered some guidance. So it wasn't a complete loss, but you did manage the gale onto the surface of the Mother's Head. The gale is not responding to the helm.
Again.
At all. It's gone dark.
Yeah, again. This
Again.
has happened once before.
Oh, yeah. So that'll be where we'll pick up at when we come back. A lot of weird stuff happened in this session, I know. I hope it was a good opener for the new season, new chapter.
Yeah.
It sets a certain tone.
I've got so many big surprises in store for you. I can't wait to share as we go along. This is the big chapter. So yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. And of course, next week we'll be back with Cairn. I believe Wednesday we are back with Deadlands. Thursday is the finale for Top Secret. Is this Friday Star Wars?
I believe so, or it should be, but I cannot confirm this.
Okay, so we might be back
Stay
for Star
tuned.
Wars. Yeah, come
Those
to
of
the
you at home.
Discord and bug Lord of Chance just constantly, just every day, 5 times a day or more. Is Star Wars this Friday? Is Star Wars this Friday? Just keep bugging him, and ask him about the stinger. But yeah, I will try to find us someone to raid as we go out. So I'll go to the ending screen. The new screens, courtesy of Prem. Prem, amazing job with those as always. I love the new look. I think it's great.
Thank you.
You guys are all great. I really appreciate you playing with me. We've come through a lot, come a long way, and I really hope that this chapter will be the cherry on top that I hope it will be for you. But we'll be back soon. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for playing, and thank you guys for checking us out later on YouTube. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good.